Yo, what up, everyone? What it do, what it is. If you're from Detroit, what up, though? If you're from Philly, what up, John? If you're from New York, hey, how you doing? All right? And I'm not even going to try my New Jersey, all right? But if you're from the South, howdy. What's good? All right, what it is, bruh. So, let's get straight into it. I'm very excited to say I have dropping my phone for one. That's not fun. And secondly, but on a better note, I am working with my first training session today, so we're not going to rush this because we don't have to, because we got pros like no other. Pros, bros. Yeah, we ain't going to say that other word, but we grow because you know what? We support growth here at ScOutCast Media Hub. And also shout out to this guy. Not even going to bother rhyming. It's Gabriel, man. He is the head of Sports Pulse 100, baby.
Thank you, Eric. Thank you. And to answer your question, yeah, we're poking along.
We're poking along. A little gallop. All right. It's the mouth that has no doubt, because whatever he says, I don't know if it's gospel, but it sure as hell is going to stick with your memory. JR, what's good?
I'm doing great, man. We're not, and like Gabe said, we're not poking along. We're gonna be galloping to victory.
Yeah, exactly. The mouth with no doubt. There we go.
Exactly.
And we also got the man of strong convictions. He hates just to hate, but he loves even deeper. But on this show, he ain't no sleeper. I told you, I am gonna rhyme right there. What up, Joe?
That's getting much, much better, and I genuinely don't usually like to give you a whole lot of credit, so kudos to you.
Thank you. Check that mic a little bit.
Yeah, it's sounding a lot. Yeah, it's sounding off.
Yeah, but no, at the same time, you know what? I appreciate that. I'm a little bit more on I'm more focused today. Got to get on my A game, you know. So I appreciate that. I told y'all I spit with the best of them. I spit with the best of them. Maybe not Eminem, but by the way, if you haven't heard Eminem's new single, check it out. It's really cool. So let's jump into it, man. Like the deep end of the pool, let's jump on in. And shout out to everyone watching from Twitch to Twitter X to Facebook to YouTube. We appreciate your patronage. Don't patronize us, but your patronage. All right, guys. We are going to jump into this again. Welcome to the good, the whack, and the wildin'. Here we go. It's time for our food expert, because he has not been here for these conversations yesterday. Me and Gabe got into it. We went into the wormhole, or we went down the rabbit hole, and then it bled into later on. And it was a very
wormhole.
I said the wormhole. Well, you know, it could be a space. We went through a wormhole.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, it works. I mean, I like space. That's my.
Yeah.
All right, Joe. I don't know if you saw it. I think you did, but if you didn't, I want him to go uninterrupted, guys, until I want to hear his take, because it's just gonna. This is like something I've been looking forward to for like 36 hours. Joseph, you are a food nut, right? Right. You love food.
Well, one could say connoisseur, yeah.
Connoisseur, savant, etc. You love food. You know about it. I got you. You love your lasagna. All right. Let's put this argument to bed with your opinion. What makes a salad, and what makes a sandwich? There you go. Go and go.
I mean, typically sandwiches, two end pieces and meat in the middle. Now, a lot of people want to have the hot dog argument, and I'm perfectly for that. But keep in mind, when you do have that hot dog conversation, you're gonna meet a lot of resistance if you call it a sandwich. Just be prepared for that. As far as a salad is concerned, usually there's going to be some sort of green in there somewhere. That's
No.
spinach, that's lettuce of all kinds, romaine, iceberg, however you're going to go. Now, you can also have a taco salad. That's a thing. In which the tortilla pieces would be the bottom piece, would be the lettuce, if you will. And then you would have, your assorted meats, your cheese, your things of that nature. I have heard that, and I would not argue that point. That I can see the argument there. I would co-sign that. But yeah, typically to me, it's gonna have some sort of green in there if you're not doing the taco salad bit.
All right, Gabe already knows exactly where I'm about to go. He already knows exactly. You just set me up. It's like T-ball. You set me up for this. All right. Oh, I was hoping you'd say something different than that. All right. So, starting with the sandwich, I agree. 2 bookends. Exactly, I agree with that. Doesn't have to have meat though. There are like PB&J grilled cheese doesn't have meat.
Well, yeah, I mean the substance that you're,
Yeah, BLT doesn't necessarily have to have cheese. I mean, but again, it's like everyone. There's like weird exceptions, but it's not like I think we all did come to the conclusion. Gabe, me, and Jordan all did agree. You can't just put a hodgepodge, which is so funny. Okay, fun little anecdote, real quick, because this is on the same. We're talking about sandwiches. Gabe, Jordan, actually, Joe, you're gonna love this. This actually happened last night. I ordered Taco Bell from DoorDash. Well, that part's not surprising. It is what it is. I got my very first order. I ordered like a normal thing, like it was like 6 different menu things, like sides, sauces, etc. Tacos, blah 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 blah, or burrito. I got this big ass bag. It was a bag that had one thing in it, and it was heavy as I look into it, so I didn't think of it. One big ass burrito, and I open it up. There's cinnamon twists, there are fries, there's steak, and everything I ordered was actually like not. So, because I don't usually eat meat from Taco Bell, unless it's like occasionally I'll have like a chicken something. But it's like there's steak, chicken, cinnamon twist was my favorite one, nacho cheese. It was like what they call in a prison a uwap. It was an uwap, like I've never been to prison, but heard this term, just alleged. I've never been to prison. That's for the record, but I may have known people. But they said it's an uwap. They take everything, whether it's like Kool-Aid mix and Cheetos and stuff, and they just like patch it up into one thing. This was an uwap, and it was like 5 pounds. It felt like it was like, and I had to take a picture of it because it's great. I don't know if I still have it. I'm telling the truth. This was a real thing.
I'll save you the whole rigmarole. I saw the video. So.
Oh, you did see it? Yes. Oh, I forgot. I did. I put it on Twitter. I had never done a live feed before. I was cheesing. I promise I wasn't high.
Yeah.
I was literally cheesing, no pun intended, my ass off. This was something you had never seen. I had never seen, and I've been ordering fast food for over a decade. Hell, 2 decades. So, all right. That was wild. And then I ordered it again as a replacement, and this time, I got cinnamon sticks again. I didn't order cinnamon sticks the first time. Like, why are you trying to pawn off cinnamon sticks on me, homie?
Yeah, that happens with some orders sometimes. Like I got like a Grubhub, but like for a Wendy's, they got me my order, but they also brought me salad too. I'm like, what the fuck? What you brought me salad for?
And there's our F bomb. And there's our F bomb. We will use for the one time F bomb.
No, but I also got like veggie crackers today.
Okay. Well, on that note though, it's like, so I went back and then they gave me that and asked for nachos. Finally, I just said, you know what? Go up there. My friend took me up there. I said, and they were closing. I didn't expect anything. I just showed them this thing, and they were cracking up. They said, that must be Tyreek. I was like, I don't know what Tyreek's on, but I don't want it. Because, damn, this dude's eating flies. Like they said, his excuse was, oh, must have gotten confused with another order. Who the hell's ordering that? By the way, that's sorry. It's a lot funny. Watch my video on Twitter X. Trust me, you'll understand. I've never done a live feed before other than podcast, but it was worth it. I promise I'm not stoned. All right. Okay, so
Whoever made that was definitely stoned.
I would never eat that. Be stoned or not, I would never eat that damn thing. That was disgusting. Like,
You'd be surprised when the smokes completely flooded your forehead.
No, I wouldn't be.
I'll probably eat that though. That's the thing.
No, oh god, if you did, I would probably think less of you a little bit. Just at least Joe, not you, but Joe, since Joe's like the food connoisseur. All right, sorry, I got to get back to the topic here. And all right, here's what I'd say: salad thing. It doesn't have to have a green. Potato salad, pepperoni salad, fruit salad is just fruit in the damn bowl. It's just fruit in the bowl. I mean, it's not even any kind of drizzling or anything of like dressing or nothing. So, I mean, I think people just literally call it salad. Anything they want. I mean, like, why is coleslaw not a salad? Why is it a cold salad or slaw salad? You know? So, what is chili? If I leave chili out in the fridge and it's cold, and like, it's cold, and like salad or what? So, I mean, pasta salad, just cold ass pasta with some like vinaigrette and stuff on it. I put vinaigrette on my hot pasta. So, all right, Joe, response before we move on to sports, actually.
How the question was posed to me was what I first thought of.
Oh, you first thought of like so. Like, do you think that maybe people made up the word salad when they said like everything? Like, this is a pasta salad. I think it's just an arbitrary. And I agree with you. The hot dog.
I personally don't have an opinion on it. I'm just telling you that how it was first posed to me was what I first thought of, and that's what I first thought of. Now, are all those things also salads? Well, salad's in the name, so then someone who created the meal suggests that it's a salad, so therefore, ergo, vis-a-vis, concordantly, it's a salad. But yeah, the first thing that I thought of was something green in it, and that's why I said what I said. But all of those things could also be considered salad.
That's fair. I mean, you know, you can get cold tater tots, and you have a fried potato salad. There you go. Just put some mayonnaise on it. Yeah. No, I think the only qualification is it has to be cold, and then apparently just make up a dish to where it's like, all right, whatever. So it's got to be cold, and that's it. So it's like people that. But I agree with you. Hot dog should not be called that. Taco, the one is insulting to the Latin community. Don't dare call taco a sandwich. It's not. But if you're going to do that, like I said, me and Gabe made this joke, and I agree with it. I support it. Then you're going to have to call a sushi roll. You're going to have to call it like an Asian burrito. So, I mean, or a poke bowl is an Asian burrito bowl. So, and that's just offensive to everyone involved. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I agree. The hot dog, you say that in New York. If you say that to anyone, I can get on board with saying a burger's a hot dog, or a burger's a hot dog. A burger's a sandwich. You can't get on board with a hot dog. You say that in New York, it'll probably get beaten with a stick. You'll get beaten with that hot dog. All right. All right.
And it has to be wet. That's the thing. It has to be from a hot dog station that is legitimately wet.
I don't even know if I want
hot dog water, man.
Oh, you mean it has to be like the hot dog itself has to be like moist from being out of the gray water? Yeah.
Yes.
That sounded
what
really
we beat you with, man.
Sounded really weird and inappropriate. I'm just, man, it has to be wet. I'm like, I don't want.
No, I won't go that far yet.
I'm not touching that with a 50-foot pole. All right. I'm not touching on with a 50 light year pole. All right. Let's move on. And Joe is temporarily he is indisposed, so we will move forward. This is a lump segment because now that we've talked about it, and while one of y'all is going on your soliloquy, I'm going to finish watching this video so I have more context for First Take. This is a lump between Pat McAfee, First Take, also the Liberty, man. And that's why I have it listed like this. CC under the microscope as the Liberty break Indiana's free will. They beat the brakes off them, I think, by 36. And they roughed her up, man. She only had 3 points, and it was very physical. I'm not saying that people shouldn't. This is a welcome to Earth kind of thing, Will Smith Independence Day style. But yeah, it's like welcome to the dub. Of course, that's going to happen, but she's getting so much scrutiny. And again, I said this on Sports Pulse, and I'll reiterate it. She didn't ask for this. You're not ever a point. You either have the option to embrace being the whatever. I'm not saying the something of the league, but basically, she's like the brand of women's sport, the branding for women's sports in general in America right now. She didn't ask for that. She's just trying to play some ball, So it's either she can embrace it or she can villainize herself. And so, she's trying to do her best, but I don't know. Everyone, I'll let you start. Whoever wants to start. Joe, I think you actually had a really good. Actually, Joe, I'm going to let Gabe start this time. I want you to speak to all of it. Maybe like, I don't know, any kind of view. I'll leave it an open prompt.
Yeah, I mean, for Caitlin Clark, we have been very consistent in saying great talent. Has a lot of outside noise surrounding her at the moment. I'm sure if she was given a choice, she would much prefer to just be able to play basketball and move on with her day. But this comes with the territory, and people are putting too much. I've said from the beginning, people are putting too much in terms of expectations and pressure on her. That's completely unneeded and for anyone really. And so moreover, the bigger point is that the fact that she and the Indiana Fever lost by the margin that they did shows that the WNBA just has quality across the league. And so it's fine if you want to celebrate Caitlin Clark, and it's fine if you want to praise her for speeding up the process of some other things. That's fine. Just don't go overboard, and also take the time, actually watch a WNBA game and watch some of the other great players on the court, and even on her own team. I really like some of the pieces on the Indiana Fever team. I like some of the bench options that they can go to. So if you're going to comment on something, I could see it maybe once or twice going back to the well, but then what's your second pitch? If you're the media, what's your second pitch on everything Caitlin Clark? And if it doesn't have to be Caitlin Clark, there are other teams in the WNBA as well. Jordan, I think you're muted, my guy.
Oh no! I'm just mounting up to a point in like Angel Reach in the Chicago sky.
I mean, anything like Jordan, I guess. Go to you. I think it's like media. When Monica McNutt said what she said, in the middle of it right now, she does pose a very good point, and Joe said this in a very eloquent and cogent fashion on the previous show, the show with Gabe under Gabe's the Pulse. He made a good point of saying like, yes, which her point is like the media, if we wanted to be avoiding these kind of pitfalls, and I'm paraphrasing obviously, Joe. So I mean, I want you to that though. Then the media should have been like on top of this way ahead of time, instead of building it up to where now it's come to a head, and and just like a blackhead or a nasty pimple, it's gonna eventually things are gonna, so disgusting as it is, just happens, it's life. But that's where the situation metaphorically has come to, because I think maybe there wasn't enough awareness. And this also comes down to, is it women's sports? Is because it was women's sports and there's less attention and that's disrespectful? Is it also the case that where, I don't know, maybe this is such a very fast transition from where it has been to where veterans in the W aren't used to this. So maybe that's where it gets a little bit more volatile. And also that carries over to the media, whether it's Pat McAfee, First Take, etc. So speak on that for a bit, and Joe, once he's done, put a bow on it for sure, because I'm very interested in your comments.
Yeah. I personally think it's most of the first two things, like it's like they always like it was always seen as like, oh, it's just a women's basketball league, oh, it's just attached right after the NBA. I'm like, you're just disrespecting the talent that's there. Like you're disrespecting student league boxing. Like you're disrespecting them. Like the past 5 years, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my goodness, Caitlin Clark is taking a lot of heat. I'm like, where were you 5 years ago, bro? Yeah, it's that, but also I also feel like like it basically goes back to like something I commented on your show is like like the older veterans are and these new rookies. They're like, they're getting all this pop, all this media attention when we were busting our butts off for the past like 5-6 years trying to build this league. That's what I personally seen because like you're always going to see a lot of animosity between veterans and like new stars and potential stars. But this one is really getting really volatile, and it mostly is on Caitlin Clark. But like, yeah, that's what I've been seeing, and also the media. Like, I 100% agree with Monica on that point, because and Monica and Joel on this point because like you. They're based. I think Stephen A. Smith basically said like, "Oh my goodness, the WNBA getting all this coverage, bro." I'm like, and Monica was like, "Bro, where were you 4 years ago? Why didn't you talk about this stuff 4 years ago?" And then Pat McAfee, well, he is Pat McAfee, and he's being an Indiana fan. Like he's basically like trying to hype Clark up. It's just that he said it in a way that like single her in avoiding the rest of that rookie class. Like that's what I personally that's what personally was what made me like, dude, what are you doing? But that's what I saw. That's what my take was. That my take in general, because like, yeah, that's basically my point.
Oh, are we good there?
Yeah.
I didn't know if he was transitioning to me or not.
No. That's why I said. No, I'm finished. I'm seeing. I'm trying to make sure I get the quotes right here. Yeah.
So as far as all right, so I have a lot of things to say here. Because some things just like in my brain just started clicking. Here's a question that I will pose, and this is just strictly on the Caitlin Clark and Carter situation. If, hypothetically speaking, if that foul was on, say, Asia Wilson, are we having this conversation? Are we legitimately having this conversation?
And she's one of the top rookies right now. Am I right, Joe?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Sorry.
Well, Asia's been in the league for a little minute now. If this foul was on, say, Taurasi, are we having this conversation right now?
It depends on how she was marketed. Diana Taurasi was in a different era where for social media / podcasting /
he's saying right now it happened right now.
I'm talking about today.
It just depends on how she was packaged during.
No. Listen to the question, Iraq. Listen to the question. If that flagrant foul happened to any of those two players I mentioned right now, are we having this level of discourse about it?
No.
Okay.
No, you're right. That's
so we've all agreed on that point, right?
Yeah, I agree. With that.
And I say all of this because Cheney Ogunake was talking and speaking to the fact that this league has always been a physical league, and that this isn't really out of the norm for, when things get chippy, whatever.
True.
Now, I initially didn't like the foul but I did also watch the whole game, and I did watch the straight elbow she caught from Clark on the other side of the floor, right? And this is, to me, this is just chippiness. This is just, who do you think you are? You're just a rook in this league. Wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like a Rasheed Wallace type, like, enforcer situation. You ain't about to do that to me. Now, another point to tie that in is how I heard Matt Barnes talk about the situation, about where the hell were her teammates when this went down?
That's a great
where that would and this is not to compare leagues by any means or anything, but
Should.
in the NBA, there was a time where we had a guy, NHL, same thing. They call them goons.
Mm-hmm.
They had a guy or two on the roster. Shout out to James Johnson with the Pacers.
Yeah.
There was
Mhm.
a guy on the roster that if something got chippy, someone down the line, we're gonna get that receipt.
It's the enforcer. Yeah.
Joe,
Baseball,
she needs a Draymond Green.
baseball
Oh, there's
has
Steven
an
Jackson.
unwritten rule.
Where's Aaliyah Boston? Me and Gabe said this exact same thing
Yeah,
yesterday.
I'm gonna get to that. But
You're
to
good,
tie this point again,
Yeah.
baseball, a guy gets hit by a pitch, that receipt's coming.
Mm-hmm.
That receipt's coming later on, whether it's and you know what? Even the umpires know, hey, it's gonna happen on the next
Mhm.
inning, and after the receipt happens, that's when the warnings go out. So I say all that to say, you're a 2-10 team now, 2-8, 2-9. Doesn't matter. They've only won a couple of games, right?
They've won two. They've won two.
These are signs of a team that's together. These are a sign of teams that have each other's back. Now, I'm not saying none of the girls have CC's back, but what I will say is that there comes a point where you're seeing her getting picked up full court literally every game. She's getting out physicaled. She's not used to the physicality of this league yet.
Mhm.
Where's the enforcer on that team that says, listen, I get it, but
Mhm.
you ain't about to do this on an every game basis. This is not
Yeah.
going to happen. And you know why it keeps happening? You want to know why it keeps happening? Because no one's done it yet. No one's done the thing that said, okay, you want to keep messing around? You're going to find out. Guess what? No one's found out. No one's found out yet.
Mm-hmm.
That is beautiful, Joe. Outstanding. That was
That's why
actually
you're.
everything.
That's why you're the best out of the three of us. Out of four of us.
I'm going that.
I feel like,
Whoa.
where's your Rick Mahorn? Where's your Dennis Rodman on this team? Where's your guy that's going to be like, you ain't about to do Isaiah Thomas like that?
She needs either Boston and one of the other players to just say, "Yo, we got not to go now." All right.
That needs to be Aaliyah Boston because she has a recognizable name, and she's also
but this is her second year in the league. Where's the 5-6 year player that's gonna carry that weight? Where's that person on the team?
We've already mentioned this though. They only had 3 players off the bench come in, and only one of them played double digits, played 20 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
but the other 2 played like 7, 8, or something like maybe less than that. So it's like they're literally running their team ragged, and they're not adjusting. When we've talked about this on an extension through every show we've done, both networks, and it's just a matter of it's a scheming thing too. She should not be the primary ball handler most of the game. At least I don't even think half the game. It should be dang, now I forgot her name. I had Christy, can't remember her last name, but the other guard. She needs to be the one bringing up the ball because that way it gives CC the 3 options. Like I said, shoot or pass, shoot, or dribble and be patient. So, and it gives her a view of the floor. It gives her a better chance for pop and shoot. That's what she's great at. I mean, she's also great at creating her own shot, but I mean, still, it's a lot better. I blame this on coaching. I blame this on again. I've said it and I'll say it again. They were the number 1 pick in the draft 2 years in a row for a reason. They suck. Now, so that's just going to come down to where they have to make changes. Now, when it comes to the Caitlin Clark thing, yes, this is depth. If this was Taurasi, now, you're right. It's totally different because it wouldn't happen. But this is the W's. This is their golden poster child, so to speak, the golden girl. And this is like their, I'm not going to say Tom Brady, but you get where I'm coming from. It's like they're going to protect her because that's where their money's at. That's where everything's coming into the fold.
Yep.
Now, I think it's going a little bit, and again, me and Gabe said this yesterday. Kennedy, actually, I kept calling her Kennedy. It's Kennedy, excuse me. Kennedy should have been absolutely flagrant 1. That's it. That's all. Flagrant 1, and maybe fined. That's it. It's done. We move past it. They were still bludgeoning her yesterday in the Liberty game, but it's not. That was just more of just great defense. But yeah, some was unnecessary. But again, this comes down to her teammate. Joe, you were absolutely right on the money. They need, where are the enforcers? Where are the vets? Where's Aaliyah Boston? I don't care. I think even though she's a second-year player, who cares? I mean, Draymond would have gotten in faces his second year. I think he did probably. So let's bring it right back. Comments on what Joe says. I don't have any more to say other than that, 'cause I think you really hit the nail on the head. Gabe, why don't you go ahead and give your piggyback or rebuttal or anything?
Well, Aaliyah Boston's not gonna. She doesn't have the personality to be an enforcer. She's really good at doing her damage down low, but as soon as she does her dirty work is in between the whistles, and it's not even necessarily dirty at times. It's more of a graceful down low presence and just positioning yourself to get rebounds. If there's going to be an enforcer on this team, it's probably going to be from one of the guards, either Kelsey Mitchell or Christy Wallace, and possibly a Alyssa Smith. In terms of minutes, in terms of veteran experience, in terms of having that edge personality-wise, it's one of those three on this current team, or someone off the bench who just goes in as a maniac, who would have to be the enforcer for Caitlin Clark / the Indiana Fever.
Mm-hmm. What?
Go ahead, Jordan.
Listen, I'm watching P-Mac.
Yeah, I think it's still early in the season, right? Because like the middle point of the season, I think that's where like, okay, it's on site. If you mess with micro, it's on site. Because like they can't keep doing this forever. They can't just keep ignoring it forever because like that could be a problem. Like, what if Clark gets hurt? That's your going to do game. Sorry.
No, you're
like,
getting the golden goose.
I don't even want to mention that Bill Third joke because like it's had some truth, but like then again like it is, they are going to have each other's back. They are going to be a team. Like there's going to be that one game where it's like, okay, we are a team. We are going to get through this together, because like they're in hell. They're in hell right now, but like it's going to get better from the Fever.
I mean, they can't go much more down unless they were the Washington Mystics, or the Spirit. Was it the Spirit or the Mystic? I can't. Or the Mystic.
Oh, you have it. You have it.
Yeah,
Mystic. Yeah, I knew it had something. I can't. Apparently, we said this yesterday, Joe. I guess I'm gonna put this up because it's good a time as any to put this up real quick. Oh no, where is it? No. Oh, there it is. Got it. There we go. All right, that's just a temporary banner here. He's right. That's a good reaction.
All of them should be ashamed.
Of course that the one team I said, I don't know if there's a team with the worst record, and I said, he told me it was Washington. I'm like, of course it's Washington. Why wouldn't it be Washington? Why wouldn't it be Washington? So, and with a cool name, original, topping off the Wizards. Okay, so I think, let me pose this then, because like there's one more thing we haven't addressed on this. We've been talking about the in between the lines, the essence of her and the team aspect, etc. The media thing, I think, is something that's more to focus. Like right now, I think we're doing the right thing. We're talking about the right things. Whereas, and Monica McNutt also made a very good point about, like I said, this should have been something talked about earlier. And I think because it's women's, I know because it's women's sports, it wasn't, because it fell under the rug. It was swept under the rug, I should say. So, and now, like I said, it's coming to a head. I mean, that's why I think it's, and I've listened to the soundbite now. I think that it's, I don't like the Pat McAfee thing, the statement. I agree, you shouldn't use the B word. And I mean, Joe called it, and I agreed. He's like, he ain't going back down from that, from his stance. He's going to still stand by it. He's like, I ain't apologizing for no one. Like, you know what? You ain't gonna tell me I'm wrong. He's like Charles Barkley.
They knew what they were signing up for.
For me to apologize, you're gonna be waiting a long time. So I mean, it's but Stephen A should know better when it comes to his ignorance, and Shannon Sharp as well. Shannon Sharp is really good at his studying, his work ethic.
Yep.
No, I think they're taking their eye off the ball, like the true thing right now. When it comes to at least the social aspect of it, the cultural aspect of it. It's not fair for her. She didn't ask for it, but it is what it is. That's just how life has it. Dims the brakes, as they say. So, I mean, I don't know. Is there any kind of way? What should we be focusing on, guys? Like just the straight up aspect of basketball, But is that unrealistic? And if so, what should we be like? What should be the grand picture, the macro of it? Joe, why don't you start off this time?
We're 1 quarter into the season, and I've heard more stories about Caitlin Clark than the Connecticut Sun, who have won every single game they've played.
Mhm.
I get that the stars are the stars and the faces of the league need to be promoted, but the fact that I haven't come across one relevant story promoting the fact that the Connecticut Sun have not lost a game and they currently lead the defending champions, Las Vegas Aces, and defending Eastern Conference, or the defending runner-ups, the Liberty, is actually insane to me. And as far as the coverage of the league as a whole, I'm not going to lie to you. I know majority of the principals. I know the majority of the principals over the years. I cannot name you more than maybe 2 champions between the Maya Moore Minnesota Lynx and last year's Aces. I can't. And that's really a failure on my part. And I'll own that. But I feel like if something was presented to me often enough, like it would think in my brain, and it'll just sit there as fact, and then it'll just be there with all the rest of the facts that I have in my brain. But that's just me being real with y'all. I can't name you one champion in between the Maya Moore Lynx and last year's Aces. I can't. And again, that can say more about me and how I watch my sports. But I feel like all of the other relevant information, like every champion in the NBA, every champion in the MLB, every champion in the NHL, I can name you all of those. I can't name you more than 2 in between those 2 periods of the WNBA. And I would challenge any casual sports fan to be able to name any championship between the Aces and the Lynx. And I think you'll find that number is absurdly underwhelming. And I don't want to put that all on the coverage of sports, but at the same time, I don't think a person will sit there and take the risk of challenging Stephen A. Smith in that way on national television if there wasn't even a small possibility that might be true.
And Joe, we gotta move forward to the next one. But I will say this: he was tangling webs with the wrong spider on that one, because Monica McNutt, and that's why she pulled the MJ. I took it personally. I took that.
Yeah,
personally.
that was definitely an MJ worthy moment.
She has been covering the W for for a decade or 15 years probably, maybe more. And she played in the W. She played in Georgetown. Actually, I don't know if she played in the W, but I know she played at Georgetown. She was she had a lot of success there. You were tangling webs with the wrong damn web crawler, because she was going to eat you alive like a black widow, bro. And again, that's why she's at that Jordan moment. Oh, I'm taking it personally. I'm going to ram you off the stage. All right. And she did it to Shannon too. Shannon's like, just because you're yelling, you're right. I love hearing Jay Williams say, yelling doesn't mean you're right. Charles says it too. All right.
Shout out to Molly for reading the room.
Molly tried to
Exactly.
getting.
Gotta go break.
It was getting hot in there.
Stephen A's his gonad shriveled up into his belly at that point. It was just like could have used his finger cigar cutter at that point. He was just like,
yeah.
All right, Gabe, let's go to you. Quick thoughts on what Jordan just said. Also about the what the prompt that I posed. Like, is there a way to go that we should the eye on the ball, a macroscope kind of like version of it? Like, I know we can't. It's unrealistic to think all about just the basketball aspects, the X's and O's. So obviously, there's a cultural macro view. So, your thoughts briefly.
I mean, I personally, I love the X's and O's of just sports in general. So I would love if that was the push. But I know that. But that aside, that's just me, a personal preference. But that aside, right? No one's saying to not to cover Caitlin Clark. But for sure, I'm hearing the same stupid conversation and the same stupid talking points over and over again. So what's your second pitch there? And then just take if you are going to now talk about Caitlin Clark in regards to her role in the WNBA. I challenge you, take 5 minutes and watch/do homework on literally any other team. And I think you will find that there are impressive stories throughout the league. So if you are taking the time to just blindly parrot what everyone else is saying about Caitlin Clark, A, we probably don't need to hear it again. So maybe sit this one out. And then B, open yourself up to a new experience. I think you're going to be really pleasantly surprised. Like I've told you guys, I've watched a WNBA game every night where there's been a WNBA game to be had, and it's really great stuff.
That's so well said. Joe and Gabe, very well said. Jordan, take us home with this, man. It's like even next year, man, we're gonna have even more names coming. Paige Becker.
Hopefully. Besides Caitlin Clark, who I think it was Angel. It was Angel Reese.
Angel Reese and
Cameron Brink. That's her.
Yeah. And then there's also.
Why aren't we hearing a story about them? Why aren't we hearing a story about the other? Oh my!
Well, that's why Caitlin Clark, it should be noted. But sorry to cut you off, and I'll let you continue. It should be noted on that full court press special that Caitlin Clark alone, well, not alone, but was the primary executive producer. I guess that's redundant. She was the executive producer, and she wanted those two included in that show. So she's trying to. She's not doing it just for her. It's not like she's being selfish. She's trying to bring light to everything, and it also just humanizes everyone. It humanizes them. It's not just looking at it's women's sports. Mm-hmm. It's sports because it should be universal. Now, let you continue on that. Sorry, Jordan.
Yeah. Yes. Play up to those wives. Like the media made this thing about Magic versus Bird. Make that your main thing. Make it Reese versus Clark. I just try to make another story besides that one. Girl, please focus on another player. Please.
Yeah, whatever that was. Speaking in tongues, but I agree with it. Whatever. I'd like you to put that in citations and spell it so I know what that was. Like, if you like to buy a vowel, it's okay.
Yes.
But he's right though. But I agree with him though.
Please cover another player. Please.
They're not going. Well, this is like saying it's like telling the sun not to be bright or the sky not to be blue, and during the day at least. And also asking, people not to talk, the ESPN not to talk about the freaking Cowboys every day. So, I mean, it's like, it's a futile.
Because the Cowboys are trash and they're great comedy.
No, they're just the Cowboys. They're just all right. There will be one F-bomb dropping because I just have to say it. It's because it's the fucking Cowboys. Of course, when I say that, there are kids walking by. There you go. Okay. Of course.
Hey, kids learn, man. Kids learn.
Sorry, we don't usually use F-bombs on this show. I apologize. We have our two today. We can still call it PG-13 in today's movie standards. Okay. So we'll keep it back onto clean airwaves here. So we're gonna have a quick segue to this. First off, let me go ahead and these are our handles, just so you know. Subliminal messaging. Everyone look at these. Living Good 09. Sport did good. English is fun. Sports Pulse 100. Java Joe Sports at JC Ramos 6898. All right. Let's move to our finishing subject. The cup is set. Both championships, basketball and on the ice. There's no prompt. Let's get a prediction. Let's get a keys to just to what the team's strength and what we can look forward to. Who would like to start? I'm actually open to whoever wants to start.
You want to start, Joe?
Sure, Joe. Oh, you're gonna close. Oh, okay.
Okay. I'll start because I personally think you really can't stop the Panthers. Like I don't want to say they're a machine right now, but they just have the right play set. They have power. They have speed. Like they overpowered the Rangers. Like they couldn't they couldn't score. They couldn't score. Sergei Bobrovsky was a beast again. Like, and it showed that last year's run wasn't a fluke, in which they were they barely got into the wild card and made Boston choke because like they did legitimately go into a gauntlet. I forgot who they faced in the first round, but I knew they just wrecked Boston. I think they faced Tampa in the first round. They just wrecked Tampa. They destroyed Boston, and then like they legitimately just made New York sadly quit, and they just traumatized Igor to be the next King Henry. So yeah, like even though Edmonton has two of their best players, like Connor McDavid being trying to willing his team along with Leon Draisaitl, I still don't trust their depth. I still don't trust their goalie tantrum. They did beat Dallas.
Oh no, Jordan,
yeah.
give me we're running short here. Like I said, I got an interview.
I'm sorry. Panthers.
Give a prediction.
Panthers win the cup. Mats win the finals.
All right. Wait, do they give MVPs, like championship MVPs, out for hockey? I'll be honest, I don't know. Like they do. The MVP is.
I'm pretty
sure they do.
Mm-hmm.
Who's the most? All right, we'll say this: who's going to be the best player in this series? Since it's the Panthers, you have winning. Who's the best player? I'll answer it for you. It's their goalie.
Oh yeah, Sergei Bobrovsky. He's a beast.
Yeah, I have to. Yeah, I had to. Sorry, I had to answer that for you, just because. You wanted to close. Sorry, there, dude. I'm unusually hasty today. Gabe, let's go with you, and a couple minutes here.
I think a lot of people are saying it's going to be the Florida Panthers. I think Edmonton is going to give them a run for the money. I think this is going to be a really good series. To be contrarian, I'm gonna stake my flag in the ground. I'm gonna say Edmonton's gonna push into 7 and win. And this isn't just me being silly. You know, Edmonton has this slightly better offense. Of course, Edmonton really just needs Skinner to step up and not be as porous because for sure Florida had better defense. But to me, that's the key. That's the key to this series. As long as we have if we see something of a better defense assembling on the Edmonton side, I think for sure this is going to go at least 7.
And you have
you know what I'm saying. I think this will go 7.
You have the Oilers winning that.
Yes,
sir. Your MVP, you got one? Or you made George say?
I made it obvious in terms of I'll keep it obvious. I think it'll be Connor McDavid.
Yeah, I mean, best hockey player in the world. You're right. In fact, all right, I'll just go quickly because Joe is going to be probably one of the most knowledgeable here, or at least, well, everyone's more knowledgeable about this, probably more than me, because I'm not in a hockey state. I don't care if the Hurricanes are here. I got the Panthers as well because this is the second most important sport to get hot at the right time. Mm-hmm. Baseball is number 1. You have something getting hot at the right time. That's why the Dodgers don't do that well, usually, or the Yankees don't do well in the playoffs. The same thing goes with, and that's why the Astros are good in the playoffs. So this is the same thing. So the second most hottest team right now, goaltending for Florida is absolutely coming on. That's why, and the Oilers are inconsistent at best when it comes to that. That's why so many of their games against the Rangers went to OT. They can't afford to do that against the Panthers because when the defense is stifling in the playoffs, even in hockey, it's going to absolutely come down to the power play, and Florida dominates the power play. They dominate it. However, if the Oilers are going to win, Connor McDavid, I think it's actually more important for him to facilitate than it is for him to score. I'm not saying he should score because he's still the best player in the world. At least that's what in the NHL. He needs to have more assists because he needs to have doing the outlet. That's what I'm thinking. But I'm still taking the Panthers. I'm taking them in 6, and I'm also going to take their goaltender as the MVP. I can't remember his name. I'm not going to try. I'm going to cheat and copy Jordan here. All right, Joe, all you, baby. Take us home.
Yeah, Mavs and the and the Oilers. I think we can all agree that the world at large thinks that hockey is Canada's sport, right?
In
Fun
Russia.
fact: a Canadian team has not won since 1993.
That is
I
a
think
fun
it's about time that's a thing. I think they're gonna,
Calgary ain't gonna go for Edmonton, man.
they are doesn't matter. They're carrying the whole nation on their backs, and they're gonna go ahead and ride that to victory. Obviously, McJesus is gonna go ahead and
McJesus.
be the savior of Canada hockey right now.
I've never
He's Edmonton's Lord and Savior.
That's what's gonna happen. As far as
never heard that.
basketball is concerned, Mavs in 6. Kyrie Irving's gonna be the MVP. He's gonna fulfill a full circle moment for him as to restoring who he is as a basketball player.
Wait, why are we talking about the NBA? Why are we talking about the NBA? I
heard both.
I never said both. I never said both.
I heard both.
I'm saying
irregardless, McJesus, done.
McJesus.
I
never heard.
I agree
I've
with
never
Joe,
heard
but
McJesus.
Calgary ain't rooting for no Edmonton.
They don't have to. They're watching at home just like we are.
Exactly.
Is McJesus is that like the Irish Jesus or something? McJesus? I don't know.
That's what Pat McAfee calls McDavid.
That's actually true because McDavid is basically their Nets on wing west. I want to say the wing westy, but it's basically like Edmonton's net.
All right, Jordan. Hey, Jordan. Hey. Don't take us off track. I got my thing in 2 minutes. All right. So, where to find you? We've already gone over this. Where to find your work, sirs? And obviously they're right there, but let's post it. We'll say it off anyway. Gabe, start with you.
Sports Pulse 100, and it must be said, what a great cast of folks we have on the screen with us. You know what? Give yourselves a hand. Yeah, there you go. Well done.
Hey, high fives to the camera. There we go, guys.
High five. High five. All right.
Fist bumps everywhere. I got it. I love it. Well said. Well said. Mr. Ramos.
Find my writing to Totally Pet Sports. You can find me on Twitter, JasonRamos6898. You can find me on Instagram, JasonRamos6898. I think that's staying here. If not, I'll check it again. Find my TikToks. Find my TikToks at JRamos78. And yeah, you can also find me here on ScOutCast Media Hub.
And under the bleachers at Citi Field.
Exactly. Oh no, I'm not going on the I'm not going on the bleachers. I'm not just going on the bleachers. You're gonna find me drunk there.
All right, Joe. What's up? Joe,
you can find me at Java Joe Sports on the X. Usually all of my sports thoughts will find their way as a tweet there, and you can find access to my writing profile, writing portfolio there as well. You can also catch me on Curie Sports Pulse as well as here at ScOutCast Media Hub. Enjoy sports, man. It's a great thing.
Sports are great, and sports brings us all together. That's why this job interview I love is about sports, and because sports has kept me going through tough times more than anything, other than loved ones and family. But you know what else is? This great cast, this great crew, talking to people that know about things. It's an outlet for us to be able to, air out our clean and dirty laundry. I'll be positive. Dirty.
Hey, I got laundry in general that I need to clean.
And I know where you can find Jordan. Apparently, it's under the bleachers with a brown bag and a bunch of spittle coming out of his mouth. Okay. So, and a bag of gummies.
What's he going to say it's brown?
All right. But you can find me here. Shout out. You can find me at Sports Pulse 100 or Curious Sports Pulse, where I appreciate Gabe and also everyone on this panel, Joe, Jordan, Josh, whenever he's around. I'm very blessed to be on there, and I'm also blessed to be able to be on Let Me Go 09. That's my platform. It's where you can find this channel, not just this good whack and wildin' ScOutCast Media Hub, which we will have varieties of material, including upcoming baseball when these two sports specifically are going away for at least a while, and then football with Onside Take. Everyone, thank you so much. I got to hop off. We all do. But I appreciate your time. It's great talking to you as always. And one love, everyone. One love. Take it easy.